Hello.
Hello.
Guess who's back?
We are back. Red and Green the podcast. Man, it's good to be back.
It's via Zoom though, so sorry for the audio.
Yeah, zooming, but hey, we're we're putting something out. We're excited.
You're like, we're excited. I
Uh,
mean, I wish it was in real life though. We'll work on it. We'll do better. I mean, hopefully. Every time we say we're gonna do better, it seems like it's like challenge accepted.
Now they call it school and job.
No, it's really been more life than school and job.
I mean, this time it's been more just real life stuff. Yeah. So what's been going on? Real life stuff.
Lord, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Um, my dad is doing well for everyone who has followed me in that terrible saga.
Yeah.
He's at home, healing well, doing good, positive spirits. Hold on. So I want to thank everyone for their thoughts, prayers, well wishes. He appreciates it. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it.
Absolutely.
That was thunder
Absolutely.
if you just heard that.
Yeah. Was it not in here? Was thunder?
Okay.
Well, it's dark over here, so we're podcast world. We're really on two. We're on opposite sides of Orlando right now. Actually,
Yes. I'm on the west side and you're on the east side. I almost literally went like
N-
east side, west side,
no, I
but
was about to say you when you said you're on the east side. I was gonna say I was on the other side.
I love it.
That's something I couldn't say. We have
So
had
you're back in school.
yeah, back in school. I'm so excited. I tell you, my students are working really hard and that's so much fun. And then Orlando Choral Society has started back up, and that's been just a joy to see just the smiling faces and wanting to sing, and that has just been fun.
Yeah, that's made me tired.
And just listen, that's okay. That is
Listen,
okay.
you saying it's okay. It's me. And you're like, it's fine. You're tired. It's fine. It's
Yes,
fine.
it's
You
okay.
can do
You got this. I believe in you.
it. Shut up.
I believe in you. So
No, it's like getting back to doing. I mean, I've worked all summer long, standard, I work 40 hours a week, 8 to 5, like that thing.
mhm.
So to like hurry up, get ready to then go somewhere else at night.
It's hard.
It's hard because then I listen, your girl's tired.
Yes,
Like
you
I
are.
like to be in bed at 8 o'clock, washed, cleaned, and ready to roll.
Right.
Like and by roll, I mean roll over and snuggle my pillow.
Well, okay then.
I might not
Listen.
necessarily go to sleep at 8 o'clock, but I like to be in my bed, like watching a movie.
Right. And the TV is watching you.
That's fine. That's fine. It can watch me sometimes if it needs to watch me.
There's
But yeah, so it takes a lot. And then that wears me out for the next day because today is like the day after.
yeah. Yeah.
And then it just makes me want to yawn. I
And
did good today though. I went at lunch, I was exhausted and
hmm
I went on a bike ride and I really monitored my heart rate and
okay.
made sure that like I was kicking it
Right.
to try to just like perk myself up and it worked.
Good for you.
I'll
That's
sleep
good.
tonight though. I can tell you that.
I know you will. It's so funny and just I mean, changing the subject for a little bit. We have been busy the last few weeks. It's so neat how the arts are so alive in Orlando, and so there's so many things to see. So we want to just give a couple of shout outs, to different organizations that we were able to attend. We were able to hear Encore's 20th anniversary concert, Come Alive, and it was fabulous. So shout out to Clay Price and his wonderful team and singers at Encore performance. It's just absolutely incredible. What did you think about it?
The encore performance, it was great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, it was absolutely great. It was in Steinmetz Hall. Um, like orchestra, choral, and then like Broadway songs that I like. Like I won't say I knew all the songs because I didn't. That'd be a lie.
Right.
But I knew like 50%.
Right.
So that's a big number for me.
That's a big number. Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me to know 50% of the songs,
But it was great.
like,
We could stand up and dance and sing along, and it was a neat experience.
yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And Clay had a purple jacket, like he did I almost said a restaurant change. Not a wardrobe change, restaurant change. Kristie might want to get some lunch or dinner.
Hey, well,
But
so
he came out with like this purple sequin jacket. Totally
yeah,
cute. Loved it.
he was killing. I was like, "Go ahead on, brother." I was so proud of him.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, I was too. And then Mike took Jacoby and Jacoby loved it. So if a 12-year-old likes it.
that's
If a
true.
12-year-old likes it without his mama,
Right.
like he chose to go.
Uh-huh.
And Jacoby would tell you if he hated it.
I mean, honestly, the one thing the kid is, he's
He's
honest
on it.
to a fault sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was so happy that Mike was able to take Jacoby out there. And those who don't know, Jacoby is Chrissy's baby boy. So and so it was great to have Mike and Jacoby out there, and yay!
Yeah, they
So
had a good time.
they had a great time. Then we had the opportunity to go back to Steinmetz Hall to see the Ukrainian dancers
Mm-hmm.
um, do a huge benefit concert put on by the Orlando Philharmonic Orchestra and the wonderful people at the Steinmetz Hall, and it was
Dr. Phillips Center.
Dr. Phillips Center. Thank you, and it was just wonderful to see them and to see shout out to Opera Orlando and their performance. The Bach the one
Festival Singers.
the Bach yeah, I'm sorry, the Bach Festival sings with John Sinclair and the Orlando Philharmonic Orchestra. Just wonderful one. And if anyone I miss, I do apologize. And they backed up the Ukrainian dancers, and it was absolutely a stunning performance. And just send our condolences and to the Ukrainians and what they're going through right now. I mean, and just it was just to honor them, and it was a beautiful thing. So, what was your thoughts?
Well, first of all, we were on the front row.
Oh
And
yeah,
like, if you ain't been there for the commoners as myself, there's an orchestra pit. So like these folks are like below. Like you look
right.
down and they're below you.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
That was really
I mean, I was just excited like there was a hole.
good.
No, because like every time I've went and I kept trying to think about it, like honest to God, I'm not lying.
Uh-huh.
I kept trying to think about it and I still don't have it. And I've looked at my pictures, but like, so we're there for encore and it's like arched back and like there's singers in the rafters. So it's like the room's like an oval or something.
Yeah.
And what, an oval maybe? I don't know. Google it. But like it's arched in the back. And so like it's a semicircle and there was singers back there, right? Like up.
Right. Uh-huh.
Think about it, Jeffrey. When the ballet was there, it was like a regular stage.
Yes.
Where did that back wall go?
Where did that back wall go?
Where did the stage come to? And how did it get deep in the ground?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
very confused by all these things. And
Yeah,
I
can hear
need
you.
further research.
Yeah.
I got to
But
look that up on my own self. That was cool. I love that. And then like the dancers were absolutely beautiful.
breathtaking. Yeah, it was breathtaking.
And they did this one part like where they were actually showing scenes from like the war in the Ukraine
Mm-hmm.
and that makes you cry. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted pictures of it on my Instagram, like from the actual ballet.
Yeah.
If not, it's Kristie Greenberg. Follow
If
it.
you
You'll
haven't,
look-
yeah, yeah, go to our Instagram and just check out those pictures. You took great pictures. You're like, wow. Just,
And Bella and Jacoby went with us to that.
yeah, yeah, and they had a great time, and so it was a great
Oh,
time all there. Yeah,
and there was a silent auction.
yep, it was a silent auction.
They raised a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like this big Ukrainian doll, like huge,
Yeah,
that the kids got their picture made beside. I don't think that we did, but
no, we didn't. That was weird because we always take pictures, but yeah,
it's because we had to orchestrate two kids.
well, that's true too. It kind of changed things. Yeah,
Yeah.
But it was so neat, and it was just incredible to see the community come together for something so powerful. And like all the proceeds went to help the Ukrainians through that war, and it was absolutely incredible. Just sending aid. So
Hmm.
the humanity of people, the power of people is just incredible once we all know when we're all on the same page. So I
Right,
was
right.
like, wow. So that was awesome. And to see, I mean, to see the certain, I mean, we saw so many people there, and it was neat just to kind of mingle and touch base and see what everyone is doing, and just proud of the arts in Orlando and what's going on in Orlando, and trying to continue to build community to something that's larger than ourselves. So that was pretty busy few weeks. On top of that, you started school. So,
Hmm.
I want to go on there. We're going to talk about this. Our subject today is overcoming, just overcoming things that you may go through in your life, but still have to stay on track. And so we can both talk about that. From your end, how do you overcome the different things in your life, and you still go to school? Because you could quit, you know what I'm saying? But you still to go to school, and you're focused on one goal. What are some of the tips for your life? Because for everyone it's different. And now I talk about what I go through in my head. What do you how do you overcome?
Well, this is real life, guys. He sprung this on me. Um,
Made you
I'm
want
like,
to wiggle wiggle, not fold.
oh God,
For sure.
stop,
Jiggle jiggle, Okay, go ahead.
stop. Um, you're so dumb.
Listen, stop.
Stop,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. Got
I
it.
tried. They didn't see it. There was hand
I mean,
action
I don't know
everywhere.
why you do this stuff like they see it. We saw that. No. But how
Well,
do you, yeah.
what? So, what's your question?
Now,
Like,
when you're going back to school, with the
uh-huh,
different things that you have to deal with, ups and downs of life, you
uh-huh.
still, and again, I'm not in your shoes. I've been on the outside, looking. You still, you raise your kids. You are a, a big deal on your job that people don't realize. All the things going, and then you turn around, you help out with Orlando Choral Society, and then you turn around, you do a podcast, and then you say, you know what? I've graduated with one degree, and I'm getting ready to start a master's,
Hmm.
and I want to continue. What clicks in your head to keep going? It's not like you have enough on your plate as is. What are things that
Well,
inspire you?
I probably need mental health and medication. No, I'm kidding. Um,
Really, Uh-huh.
no, no, it's hard to say. It's a lot of different things, I think, to be honest with you. If you're asking particularly about the school thing,
Yeah, you can go
like
into
what makes me go to school, I'll say the reason I go to school, first of all, raising the kids, I don't have an option. Like I had them, I got them.
yeah,
Like here they are.
right.
Which I mean, I don't mean like I want it to be an option. I'm just
I
saying
would
like
say you do it well.
that's a
Yeah.
that's just a part of who I've been for how old start? 23?
Yeah. 23?
Like,
No, yeah. Mhm.
wait, yeah, 23. Um, like that's been you get old when you have to like do the math of your kid's birthday.
Yeah, you get
They're no longer like 71 months.
right, 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 right,
It's
right.
like, what year was he born? It's 2022. Okay.
So,
But
so,
for 23 years, that's been my sole purpose. So raising the kids and being a good mom to me is no different than breathing. Like it's that putting them, taking care of the kids is first. Like that's, that's just what you do.
right.
Like that's what I've always done since I've had them. I don't really even know anything different at this point. Um, you stop your life for your kids.
Mm.
And that's kind of part of it. They're a little older now. And I mean, Jacoby's still little. He's 12. I mean, that's not really little, but
Right.
um, I think that with a lot, I have desires and things that I want to do. And for years, I let everything stop me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've probably said this before, so put the record on repeat. But when you lose somebody that you love,
Mm-hmm.
like a spouse, especially when you're young,
Mm-hmm.
you realize that life is short. If you want to do it, do it. You're only going to live once.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to go on the trip, go on the trip. If you want the degree, get the degree. If you want to run a marathon, good luck, run it.
Right.
You know, like for me, but then like Orlando Choral Society,
Yeah.
I believe in it.
Yeah.
Many things I believe in. So I choose to make time for them.
But when you get frustrated, what keeps you going though? Because I think our audience needs to understand what makes you tick. Because someone out there needs to hear, okay, I've gone through this, but what makes you tick to sit there and say, when I want to put it down, something says click, I want to pick it up.
Me.
What about you?
It's just me. Like it's me.
Okay. Hmm. So
Like that's who I am as a person.
okay.
I don't need anyone to brag on me. I don't want to do anything to make anyone jealous. I don't need people to look at me. I do things that I feel that I'm called to do, and I'm called to do it for a reason.
Right.
Like if you get me, you get me. If you're with me, I'm focused on you. Like I'm not the person who's going to go to a restaurant and pick up my phone and text people. You know what I mean? Like if I'm with you, I'm with you. If I want to do it, I'm doing it. And if I don't, I'm not.
Why?
Because I'm awesome.
I mean, you would say.
Like I don't know what you mean when you say why.
I'm trying to figure out how I can articulate this. From the outside looking in, I have seen you go through a whole lot, and I have seen you just get like, for instance, things that happened with your dad. It hits you. You allow yourself to deal with the emotions, and then the next moment is are the kids taken care of? Is this, oh Jeff, we need to get this, do I have this? And literally you allow yourself to go through that season of pain, but you do not drop your responsibility, and you keep your expectations high for your people, for your kids, I should say, and for yourself. And it's very powerful to sit. So I admire that about you. I just sit back and I watch it. I'm like, wow. Because I've seen people who would have quit a long time ago if they knew some of the things that you just go through. But it's powerful to see. And so what I wanted the our audience to hear is like, what is it in you? What makes you say,
You have to get a part of I don't care.
Okay.
And you have to have a portion of I don't care. Like to do a podcast, for example, if you've got 4 listeners, would you still do it? Would you do it if only 4 people listen to you? If your answer is no, stop it.
Right.
Don't do the podcast because you don't really care. It's not a passion for you. Then you're doing it for fame. You're doing it for reviews. You're doing it for likes. You're doing it for, I'm going to quote Michael Moore again. I swear I think that I'm a poet when I quote Michael Moore.
Here you go.
But he says something, I forget the whole line, but look it up. But he says, or did I do it all for fame?
Huh.
Like, in other words, the first line, which I can't remember because I'd have to rap it right now to be able to remember. And so we're not going to go down that road on the podcast today. But did I look out for the people or did I do it all for fame? That's the line.
Right.
Came to me. But are you doing it because you want to help people? Because if you're on a train, if you're driving a train, Okay, no, put it this way. If you see a train coming to a car and there's one person in the car, would you total your car if you knew you would personally be safe, right? Would you floor your car, ruin your own car, and knock somebody off the railroad tracks? Yes or no? I think most, if it's one person in a car, I would total my own car to save a person's life.
Right.
My car ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Save a person's life. I see it kind of like the same way. If I can reach one person, it's worth it. It's worth the effort. If it can save someone's life, if it can change someone's life, if it can change your trajectory of someone's life,
Right.
then it's worth it. I'm not going to, me going back to school could change my kid. But in the process, I could come across other people that I could help and they could help me. I feel like if I have got a drive in my heart to do it, I can't let my lazy overcome that.
Yeah.
Because that's where I fight, is between lazy and drive. I have drive. I also get lazy though. And so if we sat there and sat back and said, hey, you know what? There's only one person in that car. I'm going to let them get hit. Now, if we put 1,000 in there, okay, I'll do it. That sounds awful, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, or 5,000. I do it. But for one person, nah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way that my mind rolls.
Okay. Interesting. That's interesting. Because I need the audience, because it's just a different perspective for that, for people to kind of hear that, going from you, because our things are different. Our motives, what I'm saying, the way we go about it is different, but it ends up being the same reason, if that makes sense to you. It's like for me, it was growing up and always having a drive because, first of all, I was always wanting, for my mom to be proud of me, or my dad to be proud of me. Or, does it make sense to you? Trying to work. So, look, I can do it. I can do those things, And that oftentimes I wondered where that came from, because I didn't understand why was I like that, but then and so it morphed into different things, and I've always had a heart to help people. So that's always been the core of who I am. How can I help people? You know what I'm saying? But I realized that I need to learn how to help myself first, and so, because oftentimes you can help everybody, you can be everything to everybody, but nothing to yourself. Right. So it's like I needed to learn how to do that. So, but then going through school and just going through life, I would say there are many times where I've wanted to quit and walk away, even as an adult. And I can look at every phase of when I was in undergrad at FAMU, when it took me 5.5 years or so to get my undergrad degree, maybe longer than that actually. But when I was at FAMU, and hey, that's my alma mater. But going through life, I had some bumps in the road like you have at any college. And I remembered I would allow what people say about me or say to me affect me so powerfully because I've always wanted to be accepted everywhere I went. And I was like, why? Because it's easy to say, or I never was the smartest person in the room. Or I always thought that anyway. Or when I had to take remedial math and I was embarrassed to go to a tutor. But then I started to realize that my dream was more important than my embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to, to keep on going. And I didn't want to let my mom down, And so then you go on to college. Then you go to grad school. And at that time, going to FSU, and I loved my time there, but it was hard leaving FAMU and going to FSU. It was just hard. And I was trying to find my way, as a grad student. Because of I went to FSU on a scholarship called the FAMU Set Aside, and it was for one music student that if they meet the criteria, FSU would accept them into their grad program. And I happened to meet the criteria. I had to do an audition tape and all this, and he's passed on now, but Dr. Pearson let me use the choir. He was in there to help me, and I prepared the choir tape, and I submitted the choir tape, and Dr. Thomas accepted it. Well, when I got to FSU, it was just a total different world than I had to do from FAMU. But I had my own insecurities and my own doubts, number one. Put on top of that, I met some great people there, but I had some people who was really, really mean to me. And that makes you want to quit. So I wanted to quit my master's degree. And so, but then I had to realize, keep going, keep going, keep going. Because sometimes you can be so insecure, you can self-sabotage yourself,
Right.
And so I had to go through that venue and just trying to figure out what the world, lost. But then I dealt with the negativity of, people coming at me and all this stuff right here, but I was never a victim. I was never anyone's victim. It was a part of life because I had also a great support. Once I had to start to believe in myself first, things got better. But then you start teaching and you then when I started teaching West Orange High School, it was kind of like the same thing. You have to prove yourself to people to buy into what you're trying to give them. And you gotta wrap your head around it. Everybody didn't want to. And that hurt my feelings. And then there are times I wanted to quit that place. Because there were different things I was going through there. And I said, this is crazy when I can have a much easier life just by going to my job, don't do nothing extra and go home. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not wired that way. So I see you and I see different people in the world go through different things and you say, no, I have to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So in fact, you inspired me. And I'm a person that has my own drive, but I saw you and it amped my drive up. So that being said, then Orlando Choral Society, starting that group and the ups and downs of that group, and then coming to UCF and realizing, it's all worth it having my baby girl graduate from college and getting her through that process and the different things that you have yourself in. I realized, there's something that I pulled up when you was talking that Dwayne Wade said, and it hit me perfectly. He said, my belief is stronger than your doubt. The minute I start to know that I believe in myself so much, it will outlast your doubt in me. Every day, if you say I can't do it or it never will happen, it's gonna happen, and I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And so with everything in my head is my belief is stronger than your doubt all day. So I'm not gonna invest in that. And then how do I then create this thing where I can serve people and give them the best they can to be the best version of themselves? Not to say thank you to me, but to literally give away what's been given to me. You see what I'm saying? And that's also based off of the things I've seen you go through in your life. And I just sit back and say, okay, she's still going. So you have been one of my biggest inspirations, from the time I've met you. And then so I have these very powerful people in my life that, that does that. And just to tell everybody, everyone goes through something. Everyone goes through something. Just pick yourself up and keep on going. And it's not about when it's over. Listen, what's that saying? Good times don't last always, nor does bad.
Right.
It doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't. No one is exempt.
Well, I'll say a big difference between me and you. You talk about, and you bring up how like there's people who were against you and all of that. I don't care.
No,
Not to you. Not to you. I don't mean like, I don't care that people are against you, Jeffrey. I don't mean it like that.
Right.
I mean, if people don't like what I'm doing, I don't care. If people do like what I'm doing, good. I'm glad for that. But if you don't like it, go elsewhere. If you want to talk about me, go ahead. If you want to be negative about me, go ahead. This is something I'm 100% positive of.
Mm-hmm.
I have enough confidence in myself, in Kristie, that I'm good with me.
Right.
I know what I stand for. I know who I am. I have been called everything but a white woman, and probably that too, at this stage of the game.
Called a white woman.
But
listen, first and foremost, go ahead.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm just being silly. Yeah,
but
that's hilarious.
yeah, I mean, it was funny after like what we just anyway.
I'm being honest for real.
But I've actually been called that. No, I forgot. But
I mean, honestly,
add that one in. I've been called that too. I've been called everything and a white woman. That'll be my new phrase.
Maybe I've been called that.
But no, but I mean, like, there have been, like, you get made, if you're breathing, people aren't going to like you. There's people that are going to hate me because I associate with you.
Absolutely.
There are people that's going to hate you just because you associate with me.
Right.
I promise you this right now. There is on this hand 5 people on this planet that I have to pray about the level of disgust I have for who they are as people. 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone,
I'm just joking, everybody. I'm just joking.
listen, I'll start. I'll roll call it.
Listen, I'm just joking. Mm-hmm.
I won't for the possibility of suit, but I ain't ashamed.
No,
inbox me. I tell you. But
okay, keep playing. You just like inbox them some who.
I know. I'm gonna get like an instant message from Nick. Who is it?
I mean, yeah. I was like,
yeah.
I said, don't even answer it.
But like anyone who's friends with them, I don't care. That doesn't affect me.
Mm-hmm.
I am so sorry. I just got a notification on my computer, and I don't know how to turn that off without my sound. So we're gonna keep going.
Ding!
Live. Oh no. Hold on.
Thanks for this commercial break. Okay,
anyway, but I don't. That's not who I am.
Right.
Like I can't operate being that visceral all the time.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I've had to do some serious prayer about people I don't like.
Oh yeah.
And reason being, how some people can just be like, oh my God, I hate them. Like, honestly, I can't be that way.
Right.
That's just, that stuff eats me alive.
Right.
And I believe, like, based up off my faith and my belief in God, it's wrong to live with hatred in your heart. I don't think that the Lord wants us, he don't expect us to love. I mean, he wants us to love everybody, but I think he also knows there's going to be times I want to love them, but not like them.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get with like those few people just to be to where I'd push them off the track with my car.
Okay. So we know.
I mean, I would do it.
And we'll be back after this commercial break. No, I'm just joking.
But no, I mean, I think it's a thing, though. That being said, I don't care. I don't care. I like what I like. I like who I like. I do what I do. And I do it because every night, I promise you this, when I go to bed each night, I can lay my head on the pillow. Mm-hmm. I'm comfortable with what I've done for the day. I'm comfortable how I have stood, how I have carried myself, and what I stand for. Mm-hmm. If I can't, I adjust accordingly. That's how I do it. Right. I always try to be kind. I don't always succeed. I always try to be kind. Mm-hmm. Even if it means coming back and apologizing to your kids, right? Yeah, like
exactly.
I mean, there's times that like, I've said stuff to even like Jacoby, and it had come back, listen, Mommy was mad and I should not have said that. So I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Like,
Well, that's
because I
growth.
can't.
Everyone, yeah, that's growth. Everyone does that. We'll go through that.
Well,
So,
but I mean, like, but you have to be like, you got to get over the thing of like, well, I'm this and I'm that. If you mess up to your kid, you're still a human. Apologize to your kid so that they know when they're an adult and they mess up to their kid that they're not some type of jackhole just walking around and then their kids being, you know what I mean? Like, stop it, stop the cycle. Like,
and that's the thing about it is, like I say, everyone has their walk and their path, and what they have to go through to get to where they need to get to. Just don't forget, it takes time. And even when you think you have arrived, you haven't arrived. There's
mhm,
more growth. You don't
mhm.
you don't stop growing, you don't stop learning until that life is over. And even when you revisit situation, you say, okay, I'm in a different place in my life. I would have done this differently. I would have gone that way differently, or something like that. It needs to be things of that nature that I would think, but I wanted our audience to hear because, you're starting school and I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. Is that okay? You're working hard, and you're figuring things out, and you're growing, and we all are. We all are. It's things I got to figure out every day. I have not arrived, not even close to it, but my belief is stronger than your doubt. So I don't focus on that. I focus on what I'm supposed to do to be the best version of myself and keep going. That's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? Not always perfect at it. You have good days, you have bad days. Um, but I realize more and more every day of who I am and
And if
I
you
want to
put
be.
your faith in people,
Hmm.
if you put your faith in people, people gonna let you down,
Yeah, this is
whether intentionally or not, right? Like intentionally or not, they're gonna let you down. But if you put your faith in yourself,
hmm
you can change. Even if you let yourself down, you can fix it too
yeah, yeah.
and build yourself back up.
hmm So that being said, we're gonna end this, but I want everyone to know that we want just to send you something that's inspiring to start off, back our season, and we'll be back next week. We're back on the tracks now. We're very excited about what's coming up in our second season. Thank you so much for continuing to support us. Thank you for the messages. Say, hey, where are you guys? We're just handling life
Mhm.
stuff, So now
Yeah,
we're
thanks for your patience.
yeah,
And I
so
mean, that's a big growth for Kristie, right?
yeah.
Like, that's a big growth that I didn't put out garbage.
hmm
Like, I literally said, you know what? It's okay to not nail it every day. It'd be totally different if this was our full time jobs,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
But if I'm not going to put out something quality, that's one of those moments. Like, don't put it out just to put it out, just so people say, yeah, you put it out.
Yeah, I did it.
Put it out when you feel like you can.
Absolutely. And that's the it when you think that you can.
And by the way, can I just say, I'm totally excited for Orlando Choral Society. They're doing a thing called Broadway on Magnolia,
Oh
and
yeah.
tickets go on sale Friday.
Yep.
This Friday? Friday. Look at your calendar, Jeff. What day is that?
That
September 2nd?
is that is September 2nd. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So put it on your calendar, Friday, September 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Get your tickets. I'm excited about it.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And fun fact, guys, the other day, me and him were talking about musicals. There may or may not be a song from Oklahoma in there, which there definitely is. So, spoiler alert. But I started playing Oklahoma, and I still know all the words. Thank you very much. My
Congrats.
mom hates musicals because of me, I think. Oklahoma and Sound of Music was my favorite growing up.
Oh, well, the program is still evolving, so it may not be on that program either. So, I can wake up the next day and say, oops, no.
Oh, no, I like that one. But yeah, you want to come see it? It's going to be fantastic. Also, can I just give you a long distance high five for the organization that is Orlando Choral Society?
Okay.
I love it. I'm so type A, and this makes every piece of me happy. There's spreadsheets, there's documents, there's folders, there's cloud copies.
Oh gosh.
Guys, if you are disorganized people, let us help you. Because I am not ADD.
Wow.
Jeff is ADD, and I'm always organized. But he is not, but is now. Because you got a super cool planner.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
You got a planner for ADD people.
Wow.
There's a thing. Google it.
It is. And it's wonderful. Maybe
It does help you a lot, right?
Huh?
It does help you a lot.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. It's kind of just focus it in and stuff right here. Because I'm a person that can do, it's funny, I can do many things at one time, but sometimes things can slip through the crack too, because many things at one time. So you gotta lock it in. But it's been a great season so far. Some great rehearsals. Choirs are singing well. Yeah, it's going pretty well. So, Kristie, take it from here. How do you do your rank it, rate it, whatever stuff you do?
Rank it, rate it, whatever.
Yeah, that too.
So follow us on Instagram, Red and Green Colorblind. Facebook. We have a website. Well, we have a page on Facebook. Website, redandgreen.com. We don't tweet, but you have a Twitter. I don't know if I have one or not. My Instagram is Kristie Greenberg, uses Dr. Jeffrey Redding. Mm-hmm. And then our together Instagram is Red and Green Colorblind. I think that's all. Rate, review, and subscribe. I meant to say that.
Yeah, that's what it works. Yeah, that's
you can follow it. I hate saying this because I feel like it's dumb to say. Mm-hmm. You can listen to us anywhere where you can download a podcast. But if you're downloading the podcast, don't you already know that? Like if you're listening to us right now, they know that we're on podcast platforms.
True. Accurate.
I'm still trying to get Jeff to do a TikTok. He's full of false promises.
No, I'd say no.
No, you said yeah. Like you said you was going to jiggle, not fold.
Oh, I did say that. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. Okay, that's the end of that. So,
listen, can I tell you, your hair looks good.
What?
Your hair looks good.
When
you turn your head like that, fierce.
Made you want to wiggle.
I'd whistle if I knew how. Weet woo. There you go.
Okay, that's something different. Okay, there's like
do a whistle. Can you do a whistle? Can you do that? Weet woo. See?
I just don't know what to say to that. Okay, but that's gonna be.
I don't know how to whistle, so I weet woo.
Okay. Okay. Thank y'all for coming to see us, and we'll see you next week on Red and Green,
the podcast.
Weet woo.